Hello everybody and welcome to another Transformers third party review. In today's video, thanks to the team over at Josie, we're taking a look at the Star Toys Tracker. This is their ST-02, little history lesson for you. Star Toys are basically the descendants of Black Mamba. They went off and done Infinite Transformation, then they done the DS Seekers, and then they went over to Star Toys. Same designers, branching off, less KO, more third party, which is grand. This is of course a take on a Masterpiece Tracks. We do already have an official Masterpiece Tracks, which was a little bit, yeah. Mine does have a little bit of warping on the box, so it doesn't stand up very well, but quick spin around. There we have Tracks in his bot mode, and we have him in his flying car mode, and then we have him in his car. There is a link to YouTube and Bilibili on there. Eagle-eyed people amongst you will notice that it's kind of hybrid between his animation style and the toy. In the animation, the wheels were at the back and this section was curved forward. That's something the MP got right. Having the wheels at the front here is much more like his original toy counterpart, but I'll get more into that once we take a look inside. And here we have him out of his plastic prison. There are a couple of mods you need to do. He doesn't quite come display ready out of the package. You need to tweak his backpack a little bit and lock his head down into place, but I'll show you all that in due time. But he looks sensational. Yes, he is not perfect. He's not exactly spot on, and for some, he's maybe not far enough away from the official to warrant the purchase, but for me, I think it is. I think it looks absolutely superb. There was something about the official just didn't sit right with me. It just didn't feel and look right, almost like it was rushed. But this, I think they've done a remarkable job. The paint is absolutely sublime. The sculpt is incredibly good. Yes, it is a hybrid of the two forms, but my goodness me, he looks sensational. Now, in terms of accessories, we do get his gun, which can only be mounted in his right hand. It's only a single peg on that, so you can mount that in. You get the small weapon, which can be attached to the front of his car for his flight mode. We get the Hollywood alien mask. And then we get two alternative heads, which I personally think offer just enough change in that expression. Again, not exactly spot on to the cartoon, but pretty darn close. I mean, the alien mask doesn't look too bad, I don't think. I think that works pretty well. Plugs on exactly the same way as the other face plates do. Just untab from this section at the head. This one's actually a little bit more tricky to get off because it's pegs in a little bit further. Then just pop that faceplate back in. There's also a small flight stand that can be pegged in on the underside of his crotch. It's designed to go and match the Takara flight stand, so you can literally just peg that in. It's a tight squeeze though. You have to kind of work it in because it's plastic on die cast. Right. It will go in. Here we have him alongside the official Tracks. Okay, full disclaimer, this is the KO for the official Tracks. My official Tracks is in his vehicle mode. But you can see there is a size difference, and they have this kind of anime-esque kind of look and feel to him, the way he curves, which I think Star Toys have done a lot better. They've kept him more cartoonish. I don't know, something more kind of stylized with the official. But as you can see, Star Toys is a smidge taller. I think the proportions are better, but you can see what I mean about those legs. Keeping it pretty close to the animation. In hindsight, if they had the ability to switch this over and flip this around, it would be a lot more in keeping with the cartoon, but all in all, it's a fantastic looking piece. Right, now let's just take a quick look at this backpack. When you get it out of the box, this isn't tabbed into here. these aren't tucked in properly, and these securing hooks aren't tabbed in to the back of that neck. And there's also a bracket underneath this head plate which sits in and tabs in directly to these kind of shoulder pieces here underneath. You have to undo this, and just remove it out. I'll show you when we transform him, but it keeps that entire neck piece nice and secure into place. Articulation wise, the head can look up, down, left and right, tilt side to side. Shoulders can come all the way up, out to the side. There's no butterfly joint in there. This does not turn because it's locked into this piece here. I would like that to have been able to rotate fully, but it's hinged in there. I believe it's part of the transformation. So we have a bend at the elbow, and we actually have another bend at the top of the bicep, which acts as a double jointed elbow. We can pivot the arms out to the side as well. There is an upper bicep rotation. There is a rotation on the wrist. Coming down to the waist, we do have an abdominal crunch. There's a rotation in there as well. Legs can come this far forward. I love how the hip skirt disappears there. And to bring that back, bring the hip skirt back around and pull that down like so. You come out to the side. There's an upper thigh rotation. We have a nice bend on that knee all the way up. And rotation there, and pivot and tilt. So not quite on par with what we're used to from the likes of Fans Toys with some of their articulation or some of the DX9 figures, but this is still very, very nice. So what am I going to do for an insignia? I could have a red one on there. I've got plenty of red, but the official has that red with the black outline, doesn't it? And I think that really does kind of pop. Red on the hood of the car is fine, but not really sure what to do about that. That should give you a pretty good idea. He does not look out of place at all with his aesthetic and size. That's spot on. Now let's start his transformation process. You want to make sure that the thumb is down, the fingers are down, and then this sits so it's flat along that top piece there. This is going to open up, and then this piece here comes down. The hand rotates around like so, clearing this section. That's then going to fold back in and just clear this section here. These wing sections are going to come unplugged. This needs to come back down to this position like so, and these just untab like so. Bring those down, and same on this side. It's hinged up, so just bring that back down like so. Untab, bring that out. Come around to this back piece here. These here are going to untab like so, and come on, untab like this. And you can see here that this is where this is tabbed into the back. Just remove that from there. And then these metal hinges here, just untab from the neck, and they just go back onto that shell like so. Let's open up here, and you see here, this section here, this and these two pieces here go backwards, and this hinge here and this hinge here is where this neck piece, look, this here, those basically sit and lock in when this comes back in. There's notches and it holds all of this into place. But yep, that's kind of how we redo that neck panel piece. We want to come around to these missiles at the top here, and they are going to open up. This goes in. This section here is gonna flip like so. This rock up like so. And then basically this piece here is gonna come around, and this is gonna flip. So let's bring that down. These are going to rotate like this, so they go to the back, and same on this side, rotate this. Oh, me little nozzles come out. There you go, rotate this around so it goes to the back, and then this whole section here is going to come up. Rotate this backpack piece around, on this hinge. What have I done? Have I done that wrong? This way. We want to get around this way, all the way around, so that these are at the top, and you want to bring this piece here around. This is going to lift up. That piece here is going to tuck in like so. That's then going to push in to the middle like this. And then this just drops down slightly just to allow those to tab in. And we just bring this down, and those are going to just push and secure and tab in to the back there. Come round to the head. You want to basically just push this so this neck piece can come up. This little bitty neck bracket, the grey one, is going to push up and over so the head sits flat on here like so, and then this section can come back so that the head can just wiggle. Come on. There we go. So that sits nice and flat in that void like so. And then this little piece here can come out like this. Coming around to the arm, I have already started this side, so you want to, this whole piece here is on a sliding hinge. That's going to come away, which allows this section here to move. This piece here is going to slide down like so, and there's a hinge just inside here that's going to slide forwards like this. This can then come up, and it's going to come all the way up like so, and then this is going to sit square. So we're at this point, make sure you move your mirrors upwards. This is then going to come up into this void here, and there's a small tab just on the underside of here. Make sure that that lines up, and just come on, in we go. That's going to push, tab and secure, and then this is going to rotate round like so. So we've got both of those sections done. Come around to this chest panel, and this is going to push, come up like so, like there. Come around to the underside, and we've got this little tab here on the elbow. There we go. And that basically allows the elbow to move backwards on itself. You want to rotate this around, and what have I done? Okay, yep. My apologies, I've put this on the wrong tab. There we go. This is just going to come in, and that's going to line up. You're going to push up there. Come on. And there's a little tab just on this underside here. That's going to push, tab, and secure in. Now with these clear, we can now slide those hinges back in. Like so, that's in, that's in, that's in. Fabulous. There we go. Are you in? I think so. There we go. Right. The waist is on this hinge here, isn't it? That's going to bend down. And then we're going to bring these legs back up. Now, who noticed that I shoehorned in because I mistransformed in, but I've changed this like 3 or 4 times now, and I keep forgetting to do the legs, so that's completely on me. But what I forgot to do, I done exactly as it was out of the package. You meant to flip these sections up when you get it to form the feet, down for the transformation. Let's bring this section here out. This is gonna slide like so. This piece here, again, bring this down. This is going to rotate outwards and come up and over and around. That's how it is when you get out of the box. You need to bring these back round so it fills in the knees. And when it was out here, it allowed this piece here to tab in. That now needs to come back. This piece here is on a little resistance. You need to undo that for now. And there's a tab on this leg. Open up this, and this is going to rotate, and that's going to come down to the side. Bring this up to here. Bring this section on the thigh out, so we've got enough clearance to bring this in. Bring this around, but don't put this toe all the way down just yet, because this is going to slide in like so, slide in, and then as this comes down, this is going to slide under the toe. Before we close this section off, make sure this is fully extended on both sides. If you look, there is a gap here for this kind of L-shaped hinge. That's then going to slide in like so. You want to do that on both sides. Just make sure that the hinge is fully extended. Then there's a hook. Bring the hook down, bring that up, and then this front panel piece on the front is going to rotate, and then we can just push and lock those back into place. Make sure everything is securely positioned like so. We can bring this hood section in. Let's bring this section up and this section up, so we've got room to play. This is going to come down on the back and sit and tab into those neck points, so. Now this is going to come all the way up. Make sure the wing mirrors are out. Wiggle the hinge. Whistle palm tree. There we go, right. That's better, that's better. That comes in and over, in and over, like so. This is going to close off on the hood. Roof sits just under. This is going to come in and secure into the back, like so. And come on, like so and like so. This is going to come up. This section here is on a rotating hinge, so this is going to rotate all the way around like so. This is going to come out, and what we need to do is basically when this drops in, this section here is going to tab in to this base panel, and this is going to fold over. So we're going to push that, and we just line that up. Make sure that it's lined up. There, push that in, push that down, and just push and secure those in, and then just make sure all of this is tabbed in as it should be. Quick comparison mode of the vehicles. Mine just doesn't want to quite tab in right on here. I wonder if I've just misaligned something on the underside. I may well have done. Might be this tab underneath there, but it is a gorgeous colour. A lot of Autobot insignia on there would not go amiss at all. Now I do have my official version transformed up into a very dusty flight mode, which I'm now going to get him into, but that's pretty much 1:1 scale. It's exactly the same sort of size. Now let's move him out of the way. Let's get him transformed up into his flight mode. You want to let's disengage this back piece like so. This is going to come out of the way. This is going to come out of the way. I'm going to lift this up. These bits are so annoying. My pin on here is crazy loose. Very, very annoying indeed. This bit here is going to unpeg, and we're going to bring the tail fin section up. And again on this side, peg this, bring the tail fin section back up. We can just bring those back in and bring those back in like so. You want to bring this piece down again. Remember we had it on that slider. That's actually going to slide down again, but this time we're not going to pull both sections out. So let's just bring this down. Come on. Oh, here it comes. All right, let's just maneuver this. There we go. And this is going to come out. Come on. this is going to come out. There we go, like so. Bring that out, and then this piece here is going to split like so, like this. Bring that down. This piece here is going to come up like this, and the wing mirror is going to go back in, and then you want to push this section back in. You want to do that on both sides. Come to this underside piece, bring this up. This here is going to go back to how I had it mistransformed earlier on, and we're going to bring those up like so. These wheels are going to split like so. This is going to come up on a right angle like so. This is going to come up on this joint, rock like so. That's going to come in, sit in here like this. Do that on both sides. So we're left with something that looks like this. This can then come back down. You know what? It goes perfect, doesn't it, when I'm not filming? And then when I start the camera rolling, I miss absolutely every time. Oh dear. There we go. There we go, there we go. That's in, that's in, that's in, that's in. Glorious. There. This is going to come around. That's going to line up and tab in to there. There we go. Come on, in you go, in you go, in you go. You know what? I'm just going to unfold this, and I'm going to fix this once I've got this in. There we go. Right, that's in. That's in. That's in. There we go. There. 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 And then we can bring in. Here's a little tiny front laser. It should. There. Woohoo! I got there. There we have. Here's very tidy flight mode in comparison. And I love the fact that we do actually still have half the wheels on the bottom here, so we can balance. This one does kind of, I don't know, it's not bad. It's okay for the time. But this, I think this is exactly what we need as a Tracks fan. I got there in the end. Sorry it took so long, but hope that gives you an idea. Well done, Star Toys. The next Star Toys figure I have coming is a Staction figure of the Age of Extinction Slug. I think he's Slug now, isn't he? I think. But that's the scale with the AI Mech Grimlock, or Black Mamba, Grimlock, and Scorn. But that is a non-transforming figure, but this, their Blitzwing, these guys are doing an incredible job. Thank you all for taking the time out of your busy lives to watch my content. If you found this video useful, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, share, and of course subscribe. That does help the algorithm and get these videos out there for other people to see. And until next time, for myself and the rest of the Collectibles household, thank you all so much for watching.